Hello student, welcome to the subject Analog and Digital Electronics, unit number 5th, Other Analog Circuits. Here I am Mr. C.R. Sindhe from Electrical Engineering Department of Mathesri College of Engineering and Research Center, Nasik. In this module, fourth module, we are seeing the IC555 as a stable and monostable multivibrator, and then we studied the IC555 as a sequence generator. In previous modules, number 3, we are already studied the IC555 block diagram, pin diagrams, their constructions and how the IC555 is work. In these modules, we studied the applications of this IC555 as a stable, as a monostable and sequence generator. These are the content we covered during this module. Firstly, we studied the introductions of multivibrator, then IC555 as a stable, then IC555 as a monostable, and IC555 as a sequence generator. Multivibrator is classified as a 3 different classifications available: astable multivibrator, monostable multivibrator, and bistable multivibrator. But basically, the multivibrator is an electronic circuit which having a no or one or two stable state in their operations. Means how many stable state in their operations, as per according to we are classified this multivibrator electronic circuit as astable, monostable and bistable. In case of astable, it does not have any one stable state in their operations. In case of monostable, as its name indicates, mono, nothing but a single stable state in their operations. And obviously the bistable, as the name indicates, bi, so two stable state is available in their operation. So that's why it's a bistable multivibrator. This is nothing but a functional block diagrams of IC555. The A block, it's indicating a 3 series connected 5 kilo ohm resistor, and that's why this IC name is IC555. In the B block, there is two op-amp circuits, upper op-amp IC1, lower op-amp IC2, which can generate a signal for C circuit contains a SR flip-flops. This SR flip-flops produces a set or reset output which is connected to the circuit number D and circuit number E, where the D circuit is nothing but discharging transistor which can discharge whatever the energy storage component is connected to this pin number 7, and the circuit contained in the E is the NOT gate which can be inverted whatever the output generated by the SR flip-flops, and it produces the output on pin number 3. So in this way, this block diagrams of IC555, and each and every block is interconnected and accordingly they get operated. Where the pin number 8 is the VCC power supply pin, 5 number pin it can be control the voltage, 6 number pin it's a threshold pin. Once the capacitor reach their threshold value, so pin number 6 can be triggered to the upper op-amp circuit. Then pin number 2 is connected to the lower op-amp circuit, which is directly triggered with the help of inputs. And pin number 7 is the discharge pin. Pin number 1 is the ground pin. In case of IC555 as a stable multivibrator, this is the circuit diagram it shows. External assembly of the component is like that. VCC is connected to the pin number 8, whereas the pin number 4 is also connected to VCC. Pin number 4 is the reset pin. So after each successful operations, we require to be reset this IC555. So that's why VCC is connected to the 4 number pin is connected to the VCC. Then the two series resistance RA and RB are connected in series, whereas capacitor is connected to the pin number 2 and 6 is short circuit. This is the very important constructions. Pin number 6 is the threshold pin, which is connected to the pin number 2, that is the trigger pin. Once the threshold value can be reached, it's directly giving a trigger signals to the pin number 2. So that's why the IC555 get the directly triggered as per according to charging and discharging of the capacitor. Then pin number 7, which is connected in between RA and RB resistance. Okay. Pin number 1 is the ground pin, and pin number 5 is the control voltage pin. But we don't want any pulse width modulations, so that's why the pin number 5 doesn't have any operations in this case of unstable multivibrator. So that's why the pin number 5 is directly connected to the ground through 0.01 microfarad capacitor. And as usually from the pin number 3 we are getting the outputs. The operation of this unstable multivibrator is nothing but the charging of capacitor and discharging of capacitor. Charging of capacitor, once the trigger is getting, when the voltage across this capacitor is 1/3 of VCC and its capacitor start charging from their 1/3 of VCC to 2/3 of VCC. Once the capacitor fully charged up to its 2/3 of VCC, it threshold signal is generated, and this threshold signal is directly given to this pin number 2, that is the triggered pin, and again the IC555 get the trigger signals and capacitor start discharging from 2/3 of VCC to 1/3 of VCC. In this way the capacitor can be charged and discharged, but the charging path of capacitor is VCC, resistance RA, through resistance RB, capacitor and ground. So this is the charging path of capacitor. Whereas the discharging of capacitor is capacitor, RB resistance, pin number 7, which is a discharge pin, which is internally connected to pin number 1, nothing but a ground pin and ground. So the charging path is like that. So two RA and RB series connected resistance in series with the capacitor, whereas in case of discharging, the capacitor is discharged from RB 7 number pin and 1 and to the ground. So that's why during the chargings we are getting the charging times 0.69 RA plus RB into C. And in case of discharging times is discharging through the only the RB resistance. So that's why the TD, that is the discharging time, is nothing but 0.69 RB into C. So in this way charging and discharging times we are getting from these equations, and total addition of this charging and discharging is nothing but the total times, which is shown in these waveforms. So it is clearly shown from this 1/3 of VCC it start charging up to the 2/3 of VCC. Once the capacitor reaches to the 2/3 of VCC, it's get it threshold signals, and which is connected to the trigger, that is the 6 number pin is directly connected to the pin number 2. So that's why it's again got the triggered input, and it start discharging from 2/3 of VCC to 1/3 of VCC. But when it's charging from 1/3 of VCC to 2/3 of VCC, we are getting the output as the positive VCC, and while it's discharging from 2/3 of VCC to 1/3 of VCC, it's getting a discharging nothing but output we are getting as a 0. So this is the charging time required for charging, and this is the discharging time, that is the time required for discharge, and the total time is nothing but TC plus TT. Once we get the total times, the reciprocal of that total times is nothing but the frequency of these signals. And if you want to calculate duty cycles, so that is the charging time divided by total times is nothing but our duty cycles, or in another word we call it as the T on divided by T. That is the mathematical formula to calculate the duty cycle for this unstable multivibrator. So in this way no one stable state is obtained during this unstable multivibrator. Now the next one application is the monostable multivibrator, And as per the name indicated, it's a monostable, means a single stable state is available in their operations. Now let's see the construction of this monostable multivibrator. The 6 and 7 pin is the short circuited, which is connected to this point. In case of astable, 6 and 2 pin is short circuited, whereas in case of monostable, 6 and 7 pin is short circuited. That is the key difference between the astable multivibrator and monostable multivibrator construction. As usual, 4 and 2 is short circuited, which is giving to a positive VCC. And here only a single resistor is connected in series with the capacitor C1, which is connected to the ground of first pin. And separately, pin number 2 is getting a trigger input. It's a printing mistake. It's a trigger output. It's not a trigger output, it's a trigger inputs. Okay. Whenever we are applied a trigger input on this pin number 2, the capacitor start charging from VCC through this R1 resistor, capacitor C1 and ground. So this is the charging path, but this is happen only when you are applying a trigger input. Once the capacitor charge from 1/3 of VCC to 2/3 of VCC, so second case, that is the discharging of capacitor start, but when the pin number 6 is getting the 2/3 of VCC voltage across this capacitor, so this signal is available on this threshold pin number 6, and it rapidly discharging through the pin number 7. Here it can be noted that the capacitor charging through R1 resistor, but the capacitor discharging through directly pin number 7, 1 and ground. So there is no any series resistor while discharging. So that's why discharging of capacitor is linearly discharged. So that's why the discharge time ideally required to be a 0, but practically it's required. Practically it seems to be for some milliseconds. So it is shown here for charging time. It is 1.11 into resistor R1 into C1, that is the R into C. Okay, and while discharging, it's ideally shown that 0 time is required for discharging. Why? Because it is shown that while discharging, no series resistance is available, so it's linearly discharging. So from this waveforms, it's clearly seen that this is the first one is the VCC triggered input. Once the trigger input is applied on the pin number 2, so capacitor start from their 1/3 of VCC to 2/3 of VCC, and once it's reached to the voltage 2/3 of VCC, so threshold signal can be generated and it start linearly discharging. So that's why while charging we are getting this positive VCC as output, but it's linearly discharged and we are getting a 0 as output for discharging. Means for just charging we are getting a one shot as output whenever we are applied a trigger input. So that's why the alternate name for this monostable multivibrator is a one shot multivibrator. It's generate a one shot as output whenever you are applying a trigger input. So this is the working of monostable multivibrator. Okay. So according to T on and T off, that is nothing but the charging time and discharging times, you can apply this monostable or unstable multivibrator for particular duration of on the particular operations and particular duration of switch off the particular operations using this IC 555, and that's why this IC is used as a function of the time function. So that's why we call this IC 555 as a timer IC. So thank you for watching this video. If you have any query, so ask me anytime on this my personal gmail.coms, my official gmail.coms, or my personal WhatsApp number. Thank you very much.